going all the way to his right. Enough for a first down. Is it enough for a touchdown? It is. Holcomb with the first touchdown of the game on their first drive. 7:27 to go.
2-point conversion would be no good. They take a 6-0 lead early. 4:01 to go in the first quarter. 14-yard run by Damon Mesa for his first of many touchdowns. To be the Damon Mesa show for sure.
The 1st and 10 at the 14. The handoff, it's going to be a fake, and he'll take it himself. The quarterback with an opening, and he makes the touchdown. 4:01 there for the Longhorns. 14-yard run. As Damon Mesa takes it himself.
Extra point was good, giving him a 13-0 lead. 42.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. A 20-yard run by David Mesa again puts him up.
Snap to the quarterback, and he's brought, he was almost brought down, but he finds a way to get the first down and more. Is it enough? And it's a touchdown. The Longhorns got their third touchdown on their third drive of the game. Another one. A 20-yard run for Damon Mesa. They're going to go for the extra point attempt. Punt is up, and it is good. So they lead 20-0.
The extra point would be good to give them a 20-0 lead. They go into the second quarter, and Colby would strike first. 10:54, a 58-yard run by Hunter Vaughn.
Colby Eagles on their fourth drive of the game have yet to find a way past their own 50-yard line. Lined up the middle, handoff to Beamhoff. And actually, no, Bill Pink. Richard Vaughn's all the way to the 30, down to the 20, going down to the 10, the 5. Touchdown Eagles! Hunter Vaughn with an impressive run. A beautiful fake handoff, and he found his way into the end zone. My goodness, Hunter Vaughn! He said it 2 weeks ago he loves to run the football, and we see it here. 10:54 to go, and the Eagles have touched the end zone.
The Eagles took their chance with a 2-point conversion. That would be no good to cut the deficit 20-6. Later in the second quarter, 7:23, a 4-yard run by David Mesa for his third touchdown and the hat trick.
Now we'll have two receivers to the right. Hand off to Wynn. But actually, if you make it by doing the left side, he's still brought down. Not enough. And they're actually going to say it's enough. So they will call the touchdown for the Longhorns. It'll be 26-6. Over the extra point. The kick is up. And it's still kind of a block. Really block. A clear on both.
Good. It would be 26-6. 5:31 to go. Put him up.
Gradually pitch over to Warwick as it was never handed off and taken away by the Longhorns. It was muscled out. Down to the 50, now the 40, to the 30. He's home free at the 20, now the 10, and a touchdown for the Longhorns. Absolutely muscled away from Tucker Ward. My goodness. On the Longhorns.
That would give them a 33-6 lead with the extra point. That would be the end of the half there, 33-6 lead. Going to the second half, third quarter, only team to score would be the Longhorns. They only scored once at 10:06, a 5-yard run by David Mesa for his 5th touchdown of the game.
2nd and 5. The receiver on the far left side. Snap, hand off a fake. It'll be Mason to take it himself. He goes out to the outside, and enough for a touchdown. 5-yard run for the 5th touchdown for number 5, David Mesa. They'll line up for the extra point here. Kick is up, and it was blocked. It'll be no good.
They would take a 39-6 lead as the extra point would be no good. In the fourth quarter, the Eagles would have the final say. 5:54 to go. A 10-yard run by Hunter Vaughn for his second touchdown of the day.
2nd and 9. 6:03 to go. The Eagles threatening at the doorstep. Another handoff to Butts. It's big. It'll go to Vaughn. Vaughn's going for the end zone. And he will make it. Hunter Vaughn with his second touchdown of the night. A 10-yard run. And the Eagles score. It is now 12:39.
That attempt for the 2-point conversion be no good, and time would expire. Final score, 39 for the Longhorns, 12 for your Colby Eagles. We'll be back with more on the Punk Up Temperature pregame show after this on 100.3 The Ride, your home for Colby Eagle football.
You're listening to the Funk Optometry pregame show. After the break, we'll get a look around the GWAC.
October is Jeep Adventure Days at Colby Dodge. Enjoy your new adventures in a new Jeep. Take advantage of 2.9% APR for 60 months plus a $1,000 rebate on a 2022 Jeep Compass. Need a little more room for your adventurous family? The all-new 2022 Wagoneer has room for everyone, and you can save big with 2.9% APR for 60 months plus a $1,500 rebate. Visit us in person at exit 53 I-70, Colby, Kansas, or browse online 24/7 at colbydodge.com.
Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation.
One definition of Cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff has indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your grain so you get the most for all your hard work.
You're never alone with Cornerstone.
Delicious food, friendly service, and a fun, relaxed atmosphere. You find it all at El Dos de Oros in Colby. Mexican favorites that your entire family can enjoy. Delicious, sizzling hot fajitas, scrumptious enchiladas, tasty tacos, burritos stuffed to the brim, and of course, the best margaritas around. That's all at El Dos de Oros. Go find them at 1921 South Range Avenue in Colby and enjoy delicious Mexican food.
Hi, this is Caleb Morris with the Crop Insurance Department at Farm Credit of Western Kansas with some friendly reminders for the 2023 crop year. December 1st is the sales closing date for pasture, range, and forage insurance. December 15th is the acreage reporting deadline for 2023 winter wheat in Kansas. Remember, any possible loss should be reported within 72 hours of discovery. Contact Kelly Horenick or myself at 785-462-6714 for all your crop insurance needs. Work with agents who work for you. Farm Credit of Western Kansas is an equal opportunity provider.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show.
Here's Andrés Tejada with a look around the GWAC.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show. It's time to take a look around the GWAC. Let's start with last week. Goodland beating Norton 28-5 in overtime for their first win of the 2022 season. They upset the previously fourth-ranked Norton. Norton was a great team, still are despite the loss, but Goodland finding a way to get into the end zone late in overtime, and their first overtime win since 1972 when they faced Hoxie and won 12-6. They're now 2-5 all time. Hugoton and Scott City faced off last week. Scott City taking a 27-21 victory over Hugoton, their first loss of the season. Hugoton moves to 4-1, and Scott City improves to 4-1. Both those teams tied for second. They are right behind Holcomb. Holcomb beating the Eagles last week, 39-12, as we all know. Hayes defeating Ulysses, a huge blowout game, 48-14. And Cimarron finally coming back on the scene after forfeiting their last game. They played Larned, winning that game 23-14, winning their first game. So a lot of firsts for the GWAC, as now every team has at least one win under their belt. That coming from Goodland and Cimarron last week. Hugoton taking their first loss. Scott City on a 2-game win streak. Holcomb winning all 5 games since the start of the season. And Colby on a 2-game losing streak. Let's take a look at tonight's games. Only 3. Scott City is not participating today according to Max Preps. So it'll be Colby and Goodland starting off soon here at 7 p.m. our time, Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time kickoff. Cimarron and Hugoton, that game in Hugoton, kickoff at 7 p.m. Hugoton looking to improve the record 5-1. Cimarron trying to go on a 2-game win streak and improve to 2-4. They are 1-4. Ulysses takes on Garden City, an out-of-district game. Garden City 4-1. Ulysses 1-4. That game is set to start at 7 p.m. That's your look around the GWAC. A short one today. As I mentioned, Scott City not playing this week. They will play next week and in the final week. I believe they take on the Colby Eagles at home in Week 8. So again, that's your look around the GWAC. We have more coming on the Funk Optometry pregame show after this on 100.3 The Ride, your home for Colby Eagle football.
You're listening to the Funk Optometry pregame show.
Up next, we take a look at this week in Eagle Athletics.
The new school year is underway, and you made sure your kids got all the supplies they needed to be successful. Backpacks, pens, paper, pencils, notebooks. But did you make sure that they had the visual tools they needed to be successful? Hi, this is Dr. Sam Funk with Funk Optometry in Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie. And studies show that up to 80% of learning is visual. Make sure your kids have the visual tools they need to be successful. Call my office today to make an appointment in Colby, Atwood, or Hoxie. And let's make this a successful school year.
Farmers, make sure you are taking advantage of all the products and services the High Plains Co-op has to offer, now including their new HPC Risk Management LLC program, helping hard-working farmer members like yourself manage risks in the marketing and crop insurance sector.
Hi, this is Lyle Russell, your local grain marketing specialist. Contact me today at 785-269-7716, and I can help you establish and create profitability through custom marketing plans for your farming operation.
Hoover Lumber is much more than just your ordinary hardware store. They, of course, sell lumber, tools, paint, and many other items, including grill, smokers, and lawn care products, but they also provide services that the typical hardware stores don't. Lose your car keys or fob? Well, they can program and cut keys for all kinds of vehicles, new and old. Have a big gathering coming up? Well, Hoover's rents out high-quality lifetime tables and chairs. Plus, their staff is knowledgeable and even more helpful, going the extra mile making sure you're taken care of. It's your not-so-typical hardware store, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby.
The share it with a friend deal, even if that friend is yourself. Your McDonald's, your rules.
There's a deal for every friendship at McDonald's. Right now, buy a Big Mac, 10-piece chicken McNuggets, or a quarter pounder with cheese, and get the second one for just $1. And pair them with one of our frozen drinks, like the new Fanta Blue Raspberry. Price of participation may vary. Valid for product of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You are listening to the Funk Optometry pregame show. Here's Andrés Tejada with This Week in Eagle Athletics.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show. It's time for This Week in Eagle Athletics. Before we talk about this week, we definitely have to take a look at last week. The Colby women, the Lady Eagles, have been doing it all. They take home 2 championships in the GWAC. Let's first start off with the girls golf team. Congratulations to the GWAC League golf champions in the Lady Eagles. Anna Starbuck in first, second place Brenley Sims, and in fifth Logan Nolan. Congratulations to those 3 who helped put the Lady Eagles on top in the golf GWAC League championship. This is the 3rd time in a row that the Lady Eagles have won in golf, and that's all thanks to Anna Starbuck. They have not lost a championship since she's finished at the top in the last 3 years. So congratulations, and a big shout out to Anna Starbuck. Also finishing in first place this week in the GWAC League, the girls tennis teams, finishing both in the singles and doubles category. So congratulations to those ladies. Congratulations to the singles champion, Hayden Baldwin, finishing first, as well as Paige DeGood, who finished in fourth. Sam Dietrich and Lexi Schrader finishing in first in the doubles competition for the tennis team for the...
And we've seen them a lot, and they've seen us a lot, and, you know, we actually lost to Norton last year in triple overtime at their place, so to get a win at home, number one, but to get a win at home against them in overtime was pretty special.
And also that overtime win being pretty historic in itself. Talking to the broadcaster for the Goodland Cowboys, he said that was the first OT win since the 1970s, I believe 1972. What kind of thought is that for you? Kind of a crazy stat, huh?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things. You know, we would have loved to end it in regulation, just like everybody wants to, but you know, when you get to overtime, you just kind of roll with the punches, take it one more drive at a time, and just understand, okay, what's the situation? What do we need to do to be able to come out victorious?
Absolutely, and that's always the name of the game, is to get a win any way possible. That being said, it is your first win. Just like Colby, you guys have the same records. What has been sort of the story for the Goodland Cowboys this year?
Story's been, unfortunately, a lot of injuries. So we've had some kids that have gotten beat up, and and kids that have been nicked and in a couple different ways, and when a lot of young kids happen to play pretty quickly. And so we got some kids that have played a large amount of different positions offensively and defensively, some younger kids who have stepped up for us as freshmen and sophomores that maybe, we wouldn't want them to have to step up this early, but they have been. They've done a great job with that. And I think just overcoming that adversity and trying to get the ship turned in the right direction and continue on the path that we're trying to get to accomplish the goals that we have.
And speaking on that a little bit more, the younger guys having to step in those leadership roles. Obviously, it's usually the upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors that take that sort of leadership and guide the team on the field, guide them behind the scenes in the locker room, at the practice field. How, as a coach, do you kind of implement that, or do you just kind of let them find their way when they're taking that leadership on as a team, as a young underclassman?
Yeah, sure. So what we've done is we've actually done some different things as a team. There in the summer, we did what was called Character Ed. So it was all about trying to continue to promote the best character and grow the best young men possible. And so we actually did a few books. So each class had their own book that they went through with that. We also have implemented, since I've been here for the last 2 years, what's called our Leadership Council. And we meet once a week with them, and every group has a representative. So the freshmen have a couple, the sophomores, the juniors, and the seniors, and they all work together to kind of the inner workings of, okay, what's going on, in the locker room, what's the feel of the week, that type of stuff. And I think that's really helped our kids to understand not only what we expect, but also the standards that we're trying to build as a program, and going, this isn't, it can't all be coach-led. A lot of this has to be player-led in order to really achieve the goals that we want.
Speaking on that more a little bit, as your own coach, you're just talking about, you want student-led and coach-led to be very different. On the coaching side, what are some of the things that you've seen as strengths on the field?
Yeah, strengths on the field. We've done a really good job here as of late of making adjustments. That's been something that we have, in a good way, have been notorious for here, as of late, is making good halftime adjustments. And then our kids being able to understand those adjustments and then be able to execute. We ran the ball extremely well, more than what we've had in the season there against Norton. And I think just a lot of that has to do with the kids we have carrying the ball, and then I think just the trust and, just the confidence. As we continue to build confidence, that's, of course, a very powerful thing, especially in the game of football and especially at the level that we coach at the high school level.
Now, I'm not sure how long you've been the head coach for the Goodland Cowboys, but I think you and I are both pretty new to this community. I'm coming from big city Chicago, and you're joining the Goodland Cowboys. This is what I've been told, the 102nd meeting between these two teams. What is your take on the rivalry of I-70 in your years that you've been coaching this team?
Yeah, I like the rivalry. It's been something like you said. 102nd meeting. It's been going on for a long, long time. And I remember at one point last year, was curious and went back in our archives. We actually have in our athletic department, we have archives all the way back to like 1932 for football games. And we're going, okay, how many times have we actually played? How many wins? And it's actually pretty even between Goodland and Colby. And what's interesting is there's been shifts back and forth. There's been years where Goodland won 10 in a row. There's been years where Colby's won 8 in a row. And then there's been some years where it's gone back and forth. So I think overall the record shows it's been pretty competitive year in and year out. And we know just like any rivalry game, regardless of what the records are, both teams are going to come out and play their absolute hardest in order to go get that win, just because of the rivalry and all of the things that go with that for that week.
We're talking a little bit more about rivalry. That being said, expecting a lot of Colby Eagle fans to come up and make the trip about 30 minutes west to the Goodland Cowboys. What are some things that Colby fans can expect to see from the Goodland Cowboys on the field, and who are some of those spotlights or those players that stick out?
Well, one of the ones that definitely sticks out for us offensively is Mason Hernandez. And he's a kid. Last week against Norton, he had 2 rushing touchdowns, had a passing touchdown, plays our main tailback/quarterback position, rushed for 162 yards. He's going to touch the ball a lot. and he's one of our best kids. And, where we have some other weapons around, such as getting Lincoln Cure back healthy there, the receiver position, Manny Gonzalez at our wingback position, and getting Bryson Waters back healthy at our fullback position. So it'll just be a lot of fun, I think, to see how all those four guys kind of mesh in terms of, when they get touches, what they're willing to do with those, how does it all work together within our scheme. Defensively, we have some very, very talented defensive players. We have Brett Eyrig, who's moved down there from linebacker to defensive line. We have some key linebackers in Kyan Ensign and Maverick Spresser, who've been with us now for a couple of years at the same positions. And it'll just be exciting, I think, to continue to see, in hindsight, when you're looking at a very, very young Goodland team at this point, because we got about 7 seniors. We have 3 juniors, and then all the rest are freshmen and sophomores. And so seeing how we continue to grow and continue to mature and hopefully continue to put things together.
And finally, on your side of things, what are some of the things that you're looking or planning for when it comes to the Eagles? Who are some of those players that you guys have been planning to play around?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more or less more a unit than it actually is a player. Colby is very, very blessed with a lot of size on the offensive and defensive line. And so that's been something that we've talked about, is going, okay, how are we going to block these guys? How are we going to move them? What adjustments do we need to make? They have their own set of skill guys, but I think they work really well as a skill group more than just relying on just one person. So I think just, communicating well on defense is going to be key for us. And then offensively, just being able to play with the low pad level that's required and being able to continue to increase our physicality.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Jordan Mosier. I'm excited for the rivalry game this Friday, and I can't wait to see the outcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. Go Cowboys.
This has been the Funk Optometry pregame show. Behind Enemy Lines, we'll be back after the messages.
You are listening to the Funk Optometry pregame show. Find out who's this week's Senior Spotlight coming up next.
Roof's worn out, and it needs replaced. Who are you gonna call?
Roof Masters! Roof Masters Roofing at Colby has been your premier roofing contractor for over 40 years, offering free estimates on all types of roofs, as well as seamless rain gutters and vinyl siding. So give us a call today. What's that number, Jake?
462-6642. I think you better call
Roof Masters!
Today on Hey Culligan, reverse to reduce. Here's Bob.
Hey Culligan, I love fresh water, but I got plastic bottles coming out.
Whoa, Bob, you are not kidding about the bottles. But did you know Culligan's reverse osmosis and always-on drinking water systems provide fresh, clean, delicious drinking water and help reduce the equivalent of over 15 billion plastic bottles from landfills worldwide?
Holy, fresh, environmentally friendly drinking water. Am I right?
Right, Bob. And we're already on the way.
See your local Colby dealer, Scheffner's Water Conditioning in Goodland and Colby.
A little rain isn't going to stop you. When it comes to protecting your farm's inventories, livestock, and equipment, we'll make sure your buildings work just as hard as you do. We're your local Butler builder. With us, you'll get the advanced engineering of Butler Manufacturing, the industry's leading provider of building systems. Give us a call. We're your local Butler builder.
In Northwest Kansas, call Stevens Construction at 785-462-7571 to discover the difference a Butler building can make.
Don't just insure your stuff, strut your stuff with Strut Insurance Services. Darvin and his professional agents in Colby and Brewster represent a wide variety of insurance companies. They can personally shop for a specific company and policy that offer you the absolute best coverage for the best price on most anything you own. Auto, motorcycle, home, crop, farm. If it has a value to you, they can cover it. Strut Insurance Services is locally owned and operated with hometown agents that are experienced and offer fast claims. Located at 1675 West 4th Street in Colby and Brewster. Just look for the big yellow sign of Strut Insurance Services.
You are listening to the Funk Optometry pregame show. Up next, the Reese McKinney Show.
SurePoint Electronics is hiring for full-time seasonal and full-time permanent wire technician positions, manufacturing electrical wiring harnesses and cables used in fertilizer application systems. Responsibilities include cutting, stripping, crimping, and looming of wires or cables as required in the assembly process. as well as final assembly and testing of harnesses. Wages start at $15 an hour and come with a weekly incentive bonus. Other bonus opportunities are also available. Pick up an application at 11965 Highway 25, Atwood, Kansas, or email jobs@SurePointElectronics.com for an application.
Professor Penny, welcome to Taco John's. I have crunched the numbers, and it just can't be. You talking about our new 4-cheese quesadilla? Yes, it's scientifically impossible. How can you fit melty asadero, queso blanco, Monterey Jack, and cheddar inside? And chipotle lime sauce and sirloin steak or grilled chicken. But how? We, melt it. So it's quadro physics. Got it. Try the new 4-cheese steak or chicken quesadilla. Only at Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better. Download our app to earn free food.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show. We're here with our senior spotlight this week, Landon Vogler. How are you? Good, how are you? Good. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your history with the Eagles.
I've been playing sports for 4 years now. I'm a senior. Been playing football in 4 years. I like it. Like to lift weights, play baseball. It's kind of what I do.
What's your position with the team?
Center and then kind of a defensive end, middle defense lineman.
So what is your favorite memory so far in your time with the Eagles?
I gotta say it was probably, I think it was maybe our freshman or sophomore year. I don't remember exactly, but when we beat Scott City the first time in however many years since the 90s, I think it was, and we sacked them for a loss right when the game was, Scott City was going to score, and they would have won the game. We sacked them to win it.
So it's Colby against Goodland. You guys are traveling to Goodland. Talk about the rivalry a little bit. What's that for you? What's that like in the 4 years that you've been playing?
Yeah, I've played them even all the way down to PKFL, the Little League level, and it's always been a tough rivalry. They're usually solid, and hopefully we can take it to them.
What are your thoughts so far on your senior year, the season, and just academically as well? Like, what are your plans for this year?
Yeah, I'm enjoying football this year. You know, our record might not show how much fun we're having exactly, but it's still a good time to come out here. And
are there any plans after high school, college, trade school, anything like that?
Yeah, I plan to attend K-State Salina Aerospace Campus.
Oh, nice. And so you have an interest in aerospace engineering or something like that?
I want to go for the professional pilot degree.
Oh, absolutely. That's awesome. So talk a little bit about the season. You talked about how you're having fun, and, you know, the record might not reflect that, but it seems that this is my first year here in Colby, too, but every time I come to a Colby home game, it does seem like it's electric, it's a lot of fun. Talk a little bit about what this year has been for you.
Yeah, it's always a good crowd. We have a good student section. They get us pretty hyped up, and we have a lot of fun.
With the rivalry as well, it'll be your shortest road trip of the year, and obviously Eagle fans will be on the road. What does it mean for you guys to have such a big following and support system at an away team?
Yeah, it's nice. It definitely helps bring a better hype to the game. When we have closer home games, more fans come to watch. So.
What has been the game plan for facing Goodland? They won their first game last week against a formerly top-ranked team in last week. What has been the sort of mentality going into this week?
We got to go down there. We got to start off strong. A couple of past few games, we started off pretty dry. We got to go down there and start off strong, start off electric, get it rolling.
Well, that's our senior spotlight, Landon Vogler. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Hi, this is J.L. Evans, Banking Center President at Western State Bank in Colby. I'd like to welcome Brent Moss to our commercial and ag lending team as we continue to grow. Brent joins our Colby Banking Center after more than 13 years as a local lender. He holds a bachelor's degree in finance and has a background in farming. Visit with Brent Moss, Matt Smith, or me, J.L. Evans, at our Colby Banking Center today. Visit WSBKS.com for contact information. Western State Bank, continuing to invest in Northwest Kansas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hola, soy Randy con Farmers and Merchants Bank of Colby. Cuando banca con nosotros, siempre puede obtener un servicio amistoso y caras sonrientes para ayudarlo. Ofrecemos cuentas gratis, prestamos banco por internet y mucho más. Queremos invitarte a nuestro banco donde el proceso es rápido y fácil. Llámanos a 785-460-3321 con cualquier pregunta. Farmers and Merchants Bank, miembro FDIC.
We are back with the Funk Optometry pregame show. Welcome to the Reese McKinney Show.
Welcome back to the Funk Optometry pregame show. We have Reese McKinney here. Coach, obviously I'm brand new to the town, but everyone's talking about the history between this rivalry between Goodland and Colby. Can you speak a little bit on that and your experience?
They're always playing us tough. We're always excited about the game. I know that much. The last football game I ever got against Goodland, say, ended my high school career. So as far as I'm concerned, there's a rivalry there for me for sure. So I've always, I don't know if I've had more energy. I don't think I hide the fact that I like to be real stout in this game, and you're always playing them near the end of your season, so that's when you're ready to put on your best performances. So I think I take more pride in that than we're playing good football by this point in the year. We're always playing them later, so like I said, by this point in the year, we hope we've got everyone moving in the right direction, and we're playing fast.
From what I've been able to gather, this will be the 102nd meeting between the two teams. I'm just finding out that you played when you were a kid and playing on this team. What is it going to be like when you have a rivalry like this, and also your last road game, obviously winless on the road, but having the Colby Eagle faithful follow you down I-70 to a game like that? What kind of edge does that bring for you guys on the field?
Well, we definitely like it when the fans show up, and it's closer to home, so we can get more people there. So we like it because it feels more like I don't want to say college because it's not nearly as many fans, but I mean, it's like that atmosphere. There's tons of people that are supporting you and cheering for you and rooting for you, pulling for you. So, and they're more excited than usual is too. So, it's a fun environment.
Speaking of bringing more players, do you believe in, obviously it might seem like a simple question, but in your opinion, that road trips have an effect on players mentally or physically, especially with such long trips, this being one of the shorter ones?
Yeah, I'd like to think by this point your upperclassmen have figured out how to handle it, but I remember long bus trips too, and I remember how they fatigued me. I get you out of routine. I've been a big routine guy my whole career. I tried to be as a player, and it's tough. It takes you out of your routine instead of going from class to class, and then your walkthrough that you normally do on your practice field that you're accustomed to, or your game field, wherever depending on what school you go to. I mean, it's a big difference. It's a big change. This one ain't quite as long, so it's a lot more similar to home for the fact that we get out. We're going to leave basically the same time we get out of school. We'll get there and do a walkthrough. So it's a lot more similar than those 2.5, 3 hour bus rides we've had.
Last week you talked about how you changed the dynamic at practice a little bit, recording practices and getting the faster pace. And then after last week's loss, you said that you were impressed with how the guys played. You were proud of the hustle they had. Any difference in the practices this week that you've noticed going into this Friday?
Yeah, I told them Tuesday that it had to be just that much more intense this week than it was last week. I told them that we may not be able to practice that pace for 1 week and get our result. It might take 2, 3, or 4 weeks before we get to see the result. So I was happy with it again this week. I feel like there was a lot of effort, a lot of hustle in practice, and hopefully that pays off.
With 4 teams tied at 1 and 4, a win from either team will likely tell or influence where the playoffs will be organized. Is that something that you as a coach or the team are concerned about at this point in time, or is it something that will happen down the road?
No, I focus on this game. I don't want to look ahead. I want to focus on this game. If I'm looking ahead or looking elsewhere, I think the guys start doing that right away too. So I'm focusing on this one. Right after the Cards, we'll figure out where it falls.
Any update on the injury report on Foss?
I can just say he's doing okay.
Well, that's Reese McKinney, and we're going to get ready for our I-70 rivalry between Goodland and Colby. We'll be back with more on the Funk Optometry pregame show. Weather next.
You're listening to the Funk Optometry pregame show. Weather is coming up next with Chris Travick and Decision Weather.
They are geared up and stocked up for fall harvest at American Implement, your John Deere dealer. You'll find a great selection of tractors, combines, grain cars, and other get-her-done fall equipment, a huge selection. Plus the parts department, well, they're stocked up, and the service departments are ready to keep you rolling. But remember, when you visit your local American Implement dealer, you have access to all the inventory at all 14 American Implement locations. That's a big selection. Here's to a safe harvest from American Implement, your Northwest Kansas John Deere dealers in Oakley, Colby, Goodland, and Wheeler.
Dying is one of the few events in life that is certain to occur. Whether wanting or not,
like we planned for. Hi, I'm Jason with Bowman Mortuary and Colby Atwood and Oakland. Prearranging your funeral service is a great way to make sure your family is taken care of even after you're gone. At Bowman Mortuary, we'll help you plan ahead and make sure that your wishes are taken care of from the type of service, monument, and casket delivery. We can set up pre-funding arrangements designed specifically for end-of-life needs. At Bowman Mortuary, we are dedicated to ensuring that your loved ones' memories are cherished. See our website at bowmanmortuary.com today for more information.
The all-new Yamaha Grizzly 90 is built to bring maximum fun and off-road excitement to youth ATV riders ages 10 years old and up. With its low-maintenance 90cc engine, easy-to-use fully automatic CVT transmission with reverse, electric start, and durable proven components, the all-new Grizzly 90 offers confidence-inspiring performance with Grizzly family style. Visit YamahaOutdoors.com today. Then visit Colby Ag Center in Colby to see the all-new Yamaha Grizzly 90. Grizzly 90 is recommended to be sold by riders 10 years and older and all ages adult supervision. Yamaha recommends improved training course. See your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887. ATVs can be hazardous to operate.
The Trojan Trading Post has a lot of items to help you show your Colby Community College pride, such as bags and totes, face masks, jewelry, blankets, and license plates. If you need something to wear, the Trojan Trading Post offers shirts, hoodies, and outerwear in men's, women's, toddler, and even newborn sizes. You can check out the selection at colbycc.edu/gear or stop by the Trojan Trading Post in the Robert Burnett Student Union on the campus of Colby Community College.
Welcome back to the Fun Cup Country pregame show. It's time for weather. Take it away, Chris.
This is Decision Weather Ag Meteorologist Chris Schromer with your Friday night football forecast for the big rivalry game between Colby and Goodland at Goodland. This is the 102nd meeting of these teams in a long, long tradition and rivalry. The weather was much different what we saw last weekend, where temperatures were in the 70s. For game time kickoff, we're going to be talking temperatures right around 45 degrees at the most here this afternoon. Currently, we're sitting at 42. We got a northeast breeze around 10 miles per hour, and it looks like that'll continue to be the case the rest of the afternoon. Those cloudy skies, those northeasterly winds around that 5 to 10 miles per hour. We ain't going to have any wind conditions or any driving wind to drown that will put those wind chills lower, but the temperatures are going to fall by the time we're into the game. We're probably looking at temperatures right around 40, and even going down there into the upper 30s. We're forecasting overnight low in the middle 30s, so there could be some frost potential on Highway 36 in locations to the north, getting down there close to that 33, 34 in those low-lying areas in the canyons. But when we get back to this game time conditions, we're looking at chilly temperatures, so please bring jackets and coats with you. It's going to be much different what we've seen thus far in October. And as far as the extended forecast for the rest of the weekend, we got that frost potential tomorrow morning, and we got clearing skies tomorrow afternoon, back up to 65 for a high, and then heading back into the 70s for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So this cold snap will be short-lived, and just in time for that big rivalry game in Colby and Goodland for this evening.
Thanks so much, Chris. Well, you heard it here first. It's going to be a fall-feeling football game. Yeah, you can get a little alliteration there. But let's hope that the Goodland and Colby I-70 rivalry will heat up on the field and in turn heat us up in the bleachers. If you're going to be out there today, be sure to bring some socks, coats, gloves, layer up. It's going to be a cold one, but it's also going to be heated on the field. We'll be back with kickoff coming up next. Everybody's on the Fun Cup Country pregame show. We'll be back with more on the 103 to Live. Go home for Colby Eagles football.
The Eagles pregame show. Kickoff coming up next. South Range Avenue in Colby. And our boys are Mexican food. You're listening to the Cuban Radio and Colby Eagles football on 103.9 Tejada.
Hello and welcome. Colby football is on the air, and boy, does it feel like football season. It is a chilly 40-some degrees out here in Goodland, Kansas, as we get ready for the I-70 rivalry between your Colby Eagles and the Goodland Cowboys. I'm your host and voice of the Colby Eagles, Andrés Tejada, joining along with you live on 100.3 The Ride, your home for Colby Eagle football, and on YouTube. We are streaming live. Be sure to check us out there or on our Facebook page. We have the captains meeting at the 50-yard line as they're getting ready for the coin flip.
Number 4, Hernandez. Number 5, Gentry Number
Get you the starting lineup here.
Number 21.
Starting with the Colby offense. The Hunter Vaughn in the quarterback spot, followed by Breon Barton in the fullback. Casey Giesenhagen, Breon Barton, Isaiah Rosales, Zane Betts, Tyler Remmer, Landon Vogler, Logan Haggard, Logan Kreutzer, and Cameron Lilly. If you heard earlier, Vogler was our senior spotlight. We'll go to our defensive lineup. Hunter Vaughn in the free safety spot, Tucker Warwick, Braden Eamhawk, Braden Foss after his tough game last week. So that was a late substitution. We have yet to find out who will be taking the spot. Breon Barton follows. Isaiah Rosales, Zane Betts, Tyler Remmer, Landon Vogler, Logan Haggard, and Landon Kreutzer. And now for the home, the Goodland Cowboys. The Emmanuel Gonzalez, Lincoln Cure, Mason Hernandez, Maverick Spresser, Bryson Waters, Mason Burrows, Pete Thomas, Blair Lynn, Brett Eyrig, Angel Lazo, and Harrison Ben. On the defensive side, it'll be Emmanuel Gonzalez, Kyan Esstein, Mason Hernandez, Chayton Goodwin, Maverick Spresser, Anthony Rubero, Bryson Waters, Mason Barris, Brett Eyrig, Angel Lazo, and Harrison Ben. We're getting ready for kickoff here. The Colby Eagles will kick off. Actually, the Colby Eagles will receive as we hear the famous and popular Timmy Trumpet song, Narcos, that was made famous by Edwin Diaz of the New York Mets, and also William Contreras, his walk-up song for the Atlanta Braves. That's Wilson Contreras' younger brother, Wilson obviously on the Cubs, but both Mets and Braves in the postseason. Had our first series, wild card series that is, without COVID. Back in 2022, or 2020, we had the wild card series for a little bit. As again, the Colby Eagles will have first touch. They have had the first touch in every game this year. They will score on the first drive 3 of the 5 games they've played. Zane Betts and Taysom Carroll line up to receive. As Bryson Waters, who was listed as the punter, it'll actually be Maverick Spresser to kick it off here. Covering up the wrong sheet. Spresser lines up, and the crowd's getting loud. He lines it up and kicks it. Goes around the 30-yard line, picked up there. There's a good run. He breaks one tackle, breaks another, and he continues to move up to the 30. And he's finally brought down. Great field positioning for the Eagles early. Good way to start off the game here for the Eagles, as they are the road team. They played last year here. This is the 102nd meeting between these two teams. The records are nearly dead even. I believe the longest stretch was the Colby Eagles on a 9-game win streak historically in that 102-game stretch. So they're lining up here. Hunter Vaughn in the quarterback spot, moving by Betts, who makes a quick backside off, and he drops it. And Goodland student section is loud. 11:45, first play of the game, where the clock will rest. 2nd and 10, ball on the 40. Eagles will line it up again. Giesenhagen on the far near side on the south side of the field. Positioned on the opposing side. Go figure. Apologies. That's like a Ward with movement. The Bet's looking for Ward, and it's short. 3rd and 10. Tucker Ward was not ready for the pass, and the pass, frankly, was short. Real short, about 5 yards ahead or behind Tucker Ward. So Giesenhagen lines up again on the near side. Alongside him is Imhoff. Zane Betts lines up behind or on the right side of Vaughn. The snap and a handoff. It'll be Breon Barton. He's taking it down to the 40. He pushes his way through. Maybe a gain of 3 yards. Around the 43-yard line, Breon Barton came in hot. So they'll give him 4 yards. It'll be 4th and 6. And the Eagles look like they're going to kick it off here. Hunter Vaughn, the punter, and the quarterback. So they try to fake here. That'll be a snap and a kick. Kick goes up. It's going to go bounce once, now twice, a 3rd time, and now out of bounds at around the 26-yard line. They will mark it at the 26. So the first drive of the game for the Eagles is gone for naught. Only pick up of 4 yards there. Now it's Goodland's turn. Goodland coming off a win, beating Lakin in overtime. First overtime win since 1972 when they played Hoxie, winning that game 12-6 in OT. I wasn't even thought of back then. They line it up. And it'll be an option as the quarterback takes it himself for a pretty good gain of about 4 yards there. So it will be officially Mason Hernandez in the quarterback spot. I'll have to be honest, I did not know this entire week who would be playing in that quarterback position as the rosters we received. And the rosters that were read at the ballpark or the stadium here, or Cowboy Stadium, quarterback was not named. So after about a week of waiting, we finally see who's going to be stretching the arm or firing it here. They're going to switch it up, and audible is called as Colby is right on it. The snap to Hernandez. He's going to take it himself. He's running to the 30, now to the 40. He's going at the 50 as Breon Barton pushes him out around the 45 of the Colby yard line there. A great run. 10:07 is where the clock will stop as he was pushed out of bounds. They'll mark it at around the 48-yard line. Both of these teams sit at 1-4 in the GWAC. They're 2 of 4 teams to sit at 1-4. Third place is all tied up with all 4 teams. In the pregame show, I said that Scott City was not playing, but in fact they are. The 2 teams that will not play are going to go ahead and play each other as another audible was called. They switched sides. No offsides call as 3 look to be just nearly on. And he's out and running to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Goodland Cowboys, and they have the first day of the game. A touchdown by Manny Gonzalez. So they score on their first drive of the game. 9:31 in the first quarter. 48-yard run. So fight song is played. They're going to go for 2 here. And Manny Gonzalez with a 48-yard run. It'll be pitched off up the middle, and it's good for 2. The Cowboys take a controlling 8-point lead here We'll be back with more after the break. On the football time for your home for Colby Eagle football.
Young Division is not farming innovation or driving innovation and change while defining the future of farming. And Farm Credit of Western Kansas wants to be part of this transformation. With your fresh perspectives and creative approaches, combined with the career expertise you'll find at Farm Credit, will help turn your dreams into success stories. Hi, I'm John Horman. Come see me Mondays from 10 to 2 in Oberlin at the B Building, or call me at 785-462-6714. Farm Credit of Western Kansas, financing ag for generations.
The new school year is underway, and you made sure your kids got all the supplies they needed to be successful. Backpacks, pens, paper, pencils, notebooks. But did you make sure that they had the visual tools they needed to be successful? Hi, this is Dr. Sam Funk with Funk Optometry in Colby, Atwood, and Hoxie. And studies show that up to 80% of learning is visual. Make sure your kids have the visual tools they need to be successful. Call my office today to make an appointment in Colby, Atwood, or Hoxie. And let's make this a successful school year.
Let's get back to the action. This is the Eagles on Radio and Colby football with Andrés Tejada.
Welcome back. 1.3 to ride. We're home for Colby Eagle football. It's kicked and taken by Imhoff. Imhoff is brought down. It's Stetson still up. He's pushed his way past the 40. And will be marked down at the 41. You're just joining us. Goodland scoring on their first drive, taking an early 8-0 lead. 48-yard run by Manny Gonzalez. 2-point was good, scored by Bryson Waters. They lined it up. Colby's second drive of the game. The snap to Vaughn, hand off up the middle. He's met. He's back with the run, but it'll be brought down exactly where they started.
The ball making the tackle.
Clock winds down to 9:06 and counting. But if you're just joining us, Goodland takes an early 8-0 lead. We're also streaming live on YouTube. If you'd like live visual coverage. Three wide receivers to the right, a fake throw on the after the snap. Zane Betts finds a way up the middle, and it's going to be just short of a first down. But a great run, a pickup of about 8 yards. A 3rd and 1. Ringing. 8:22. Movement by Imhoff. He comes across, lines up on the left side. A quick pass to, looks like it was going to be Breon Barton, but it's intercepted, and he's got nobody to the 20, to the 10, and a touchdown for the Cowboys. A Cowboys touchdown here as they now take a 14-0 lead. So a pick six, 49-yard pick six.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play called very late. And it's going to go against Goodland. Touchdown will be credited for an unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown. So they'll push it back to about the 25. As the officials are now whistling it off and ready to go. They're going to do it actually around the 18-yard line. They are going to go for 2. An interception for Vaughn. Hand it off, and he's going to be brought down. A big play there as Breon Barton's there to make the play.
All the products and services the Red Plains Co-op has to offer.
From Death, the crop insurance specialist, offering crop insurance, livestock loss protection, pasture range and forage, and hail insurance. Let me help you reduce your risk and make your crop insurance process as easy as possible. Before you even come into your farm.
Hoover Lumber is much more than just a ordinary hardware store. They of course sell lumber, tools, paint, and many other items, including grill, smokers, and lawn care products, but they also provide services that the typical hardware stores don't. Use your car keys or fob, well, they can program and cut keys for all kinds of vehicles, new and old. Have a big gathering coming up? Well, Hoover's rents out high-quality lifetime tables and chairs. Plus, their staffs are knowledgeable and even more helpful, going the extra mile making sure you're taken care of. It's your not-so-typical hardware store, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby.
You're listening to the Eagles on Radio and Colby Eagles Football on 100.3 The Ride with Andrés Tejada.
Welcome back. 100.3 The Ride. You're home for Colby Eagle football. Ball was taken down and nearly stripped. Ball came out of bounds. It was Imhoff who had it. We've unfortunately lost the scoreboard visual, but we're at 8:01 in the first quarter. Goodland leads 14-0. So a snap and a handoff to Betts. He finds a way to make it through. About 5 or 6 yards will be carried. That'll be about 5 yards there. Clock winds down to 7:45. It'll be 2nd and 5. Very chilly afternoon, the coldest we've had since maybe we visited Holyoke in Colorado. The snap, handoff to Betts, going to the far side. He finds a way to get the first down. They may have to measure it here. It's very close. So it'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and 1, so no first down yet. He's making lines up on the far side. That's on the left side. A handoff to, he gets first down and more. Brought down around the 48-yard line of the Goodland Cowboys, and that's the first down for the Eagles. I have to give a shout out to the cheerleaders. They found their way out here all bundled up, but they're making noise here. Ball on the 47 of Goodland. Receivers to the right, 2 of them. Another handoff to Betts up the middle. He gets about 5, and it'll be brought down around a gain of 7. That will be a gain of 5. 6:25 to play in the first quarter. Cowboys lead 14-0 after an early 48-yard run by Manny Gonzalez and then a 49-yard pick six by Bryson Waters. Giesenhagen to the far side. Imhoff to the near side. Ward in front of Vaughn. Betts will now move from the left to the right. And a quick pass to Giesenhagen. And he'll be caught up. He's still on his feet. And finally pushed down. Will give him forward progress of about maybe a yard or two. The 2nd and 6 is what the scoreboard is showing right now. So it'll be 3rd and 4. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Goodland leads 14-0. I mentioned the pregame show. Winner of this game can help shape the playoffs. 4 teams tied at 1-4. These two teams, 2 of the 4. Aloff with movement again. A handoff up the middle. They're going to bring it down. Gain of about maybe 2 more. They'll be 3rd or 4th and 2. That's going to be marked down 4th and 1. They're on the Goodland 38, so why not go for it? Be safe about it. The running game has been good so far. It looks like that's what they might do. He's making on the far side. Lork and Imhoff lined up again. It'll be handed off to Betts, and he's absolutely stopped. Brought down by about 3 Cowboys in black. It'll be a turnover, 4:40 to go in the first quarter. And the Cowboys will have their second drive of the game. They've scored twice, scored on the first drive as well. They'll start at their own 40. Mason Hernandez in the quarterback spot. He runs it again himself, going up the middle for a gain of about 4 yards. Casey Taylor, the backup quarterback for the Eagles, with the tackle. He's 2nd and 6, according to the PA announcer. Wind blowing from east to west here. Not a strong wind, which is helpful, keeping the cold to a chilly breeze here. Another run up the middle and brought down. Logan Hager, our senior spotlight, absolutely finding a way to wrap himself around and just bring him down. A loss of 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 8. Cowboys all dressed in a blackout jersey, black slacks, some black and white socks, yellow numbers and a white trim. Helmets with white and yellow up the middle of the helmet with the Packer-esque G in black and white. A snap and a handoff to the right side and brought down nearly, and another one. Oh my goodness, what a great play. A tag team there. Braden Imhoff was on there. And it'll be 4th and long. It'll be 4th and 12 to be exact. Looks like maybe 4th and 13. 3 minutes have come and gone. 2:55 to play in the first quarter. This quarter has moved fast. Not a lot of timeouts, not a lot of plays. And not a lot of penalties. We only had the one. They're going to be kicking it off or punching it off here. Bryson Waters there, a whistle and a flag all the way in the backfield. It'll be against the Cowboys. And they'll take another long walk. As the Eagle fans are showing their pleasure on the errant play by the Cowboys. And this I-70 rivalry runs deep. 102 meetings between these teams. They've met at least once a year in consecutive years. That's over a century of football. And it'll be ran over and a punt. A line drive down to the 40. Now it's going past the 45 and landing right on the 30-yard line as the Eagles. Clock will rest at 2:11. Colby will start at their own 30 here. They still trail the Cowboys 14-0. This will be the second drive for the Eagles. And their first drive will actually will be their second drive. And their first drive, and on the second drive, a pick 6. Snap to Vaughn, a quick handoff to Zane Betts. He's up the middle, finds the hole, still on his feet, now brought down. A gain of about maybe 6 or 7 yards there. As Zane Betts continues to rack up the yards in the running game. 2-minute mark has come and passed. We're now at 1:55 to go in the first quarter. Hour behind here. They're listening in Colby. We're in Mountain Time. The snap to Vaughn. Another handoff up the middle to Vaughn, or to Betts, and he's going to be brought back down. And my goodness. Kylan Ensign looking like a flying squirrel jumping on top of the pack there. The 3rd and 4 to be a loss of maybe 2 yards. Clock is still rolling as we hit 1:11 on the first quarter. Down will exactly be a 3rd and 4. 1 minute mark is hit. Now gone. We're in 60 seconds or less. Another handoff to Bench, who goes off to the far side. He takes the first down and more and out of bounds. Clock will stop at 53.7. And a flag is going to be set down. We'll see who it's called against. It'll be against the Eagles. Not exactly sure the nature of the call there, as they are facing away from us, so we're not getting official words or official visual here, but it's going to be 3rd and long. Clock will now run again. We're past the 50 mark. Eagles line up, 4 receivers, 1 on the left, 3 on the right. That's lined up on the left side of Hunter Vaughn, and a false start against the more precisely. That's number 55, Lett Eyrig. And they'll move it back up where they started, so the strange penalties here. Well, they're 3rd and 6. They originally went back to 3rd and 11. Clock is running, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. See, they get a play in before the clock runs out. Second quarter, it looks like they will. The snap to Vaughn. He's going to take it himself. He's looking and running, pitching it back to Vaughn to Betts. He makes his way up and is brought down 15 seconds of running. And they look like they can continue this in the second quarter. At 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we start from the final when we start the second quarter. Take a quick break here on one of the things to the right here. Here's the 3rd Eagle football.
Even if that friend is yourself. McDonald's, McDonald's. Right now, buy a Big Mac, 10-piece chicken McNuggets, or a quarter pounder with cheese, and get the second one for just $1. And pair them with one of our new Fanta Blue Raspberry. Thanks for the station. For lesser value, cannot be combined with any other offer.
To guarantee your home for whatever the season's weather brings, call McKee Incorporated today. And McKee Incorporated, we're the people you know. Expert and authentic Linux quality coupled with formula that make achieving perfect air in your home easier than ever. For a limited time, and trusted service, think McKee Incorporated and call 785-462-3132 today. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Let's get back to the action. This is the Eagles on Radio and Colby Football with Andrés Tejada.
Welcome back to 100.3 of the Ride. Your home for Colby Eagle football. Goodland scores 14 points in the first quarter thanks to a 48-yard run by Manny Gonzalez and a 49-yard pick six by Lincoln Cure. We get the official stat there, the snap, and they're going to punt it here. Goes straight up in the air. Now passing around the 50-yard line to land around the 40. Now bouncing down to the 35 of the Eagles and still going back and picked up around the 32-yard line. Clock reset to 12 and about 12 seconds were killed on the kickoff. 11:48 is where the clock will lie. So the Goodland Cowboys running a unique offense. They have Mason Hernandez in the quarterback spot, but he's going to run the ball all night.
Another audible call. They move again. Cowboys done that about 4 times already, and a flag, a false start. It'll be a false start against the Cowboys, and they'll have to move on back. We're in the second quarter. Cowboys lead 14-0, 11:46 to go after the penalty. Will be first and 15. 5-yard penalty. Go over the first down. They're now snapping, and they're going to run it again. And they'll actually going to look for a throw. The toss is up the middle, and Casey Carroll nearly picked it. Got a hand up, and Hunter Vaughn was just a little far out. He may have been able to get it on the air, but no good. So it'll be second and 15, 11:40 to go. Clock rests at that point in the quarter. No completion was made. They line up again. Jason Carroll and Hunter Vaughn with the safety. Actually will be now Tucker Ward to switch with Jason Carroll. Carroll will be on the near side, on the outside in the safety spot. Another snap and another run. Up the middle, he's not down. He finally gets one in. It's brought out. It's brought out and down. Let's see who they will give it to. It'll be to the Eagles. They force a fumble and pick it up. Great defensive play there. Mason Hernandez was running. He had some room, and it looked like he might have been free, and then the ball popped out. So it'll be Vaughn again in the quarterback spot. We'll mark it at the 38-yard line as Inbets moves. It'll be a deep pass looking for Breon Barton, and he'll be pushed, and the ball will pop out after he's been pushed. 11:24 is where the clock will rest. A great pass, and would have been an even better catch by Breon Barton. The second and 10 now at their own, the Cowboys 38. Jason Carroll comes out now on the sideline. Giesnagen lines up all the way on the left. No one marking him, now realizing their mistake. Need Chayton Goodwin now to line up with him. Moving again. It'll be Imhoff. Hand off the Betts up the middle. He's got room, and he finds a little bit more space. He gets a gain of maybe about 2 or 3 yards. Clock now moving. 11:10. Now 11:07 to go. 3rd and 7 on the Goodland 35. Goodland leads 14-0. We hit the 11-minute mark. Clock still rolling. He's going to get on the far side. Looks like he's going to get a pass. He gets the catch, and it's in, but is it enough for a first down? And let's see here. So they mark it. It'll be just short. So a great catch by Giesnagen. Man was right in front of nearly a pick there. Third and 1, 10:25 to go. Cowboys lead 14-0 in the second quarter. Long with the snap and a handoff. Betts pushes his way across the line, and he'll be brought down. Is it enough? The Lions have not moved, and it will be. It won't be enough. They'll stop it. So St. Louis did not have enough momentum to push across the line. Again to Hernandez. He takes another
up the middle himself, finds some room, but brought down by 2 Eagles. The Eagles are playing a lot better this game than they have all season. That may have to do with the size between these two teams being relatively similar. Goodland's team is not the biggest team either. You heard that in the pregame show with head coach Moser talking about how they have to be quick and fast. As we're getting a chant here from the Eagle faithful. So snap. Another handoff. It'll be given to Manny Gonzalez, and he'll be brought down. Maybe a gain of 1. Manny Gonzalez and Mason Hernandez have been doing it for the Eagles, or for the Cowboys thus far. 9:10 to go in the second quarter. Cowboys lead 14-0. Being 3rd and 9. 6:30 Mountain Time. 7:32 back home. 8:50 to go in the second quarter. Hernandez lines up, gets a snap, and he'll be running back further. And look at this! Oh, he's brought down, but he gets the ball out just in time. As a call, the crowd is calling for intentional grounding here, but no flag, no calls anymore. As Reese McKinney will get a call, or will try to get something here. No flag has been found, but officials are going to speak about it. We'll see what the call is for. And there's the flag. It'll be intentional grounding against the Goodland Cowboys. A very late flag after some discussion. Fans happy for the late flag. There's a little move on back. A long way for them to go with 4th. It was 4th and 9 originally. And Hernandez was ran back all the way by Breon Barton. Breon Barton was a man on a mission there. So they'll move back all the way to about their 15. So 4th and long. They're going to punch it up and pump it out of bounds. Look out, folks, coming this way. And Easton with the hands on the button. And they're going to mark it early. Go. Be down to 29. And that's where they will mark it. 29, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Good field position here. I know you can't see it, but Reese McKinney is at the bottom of your screen there. Bottom right by the Funk Optometry logo. He was getting hot. With excitement, not anger. Let's make that clear. He's very happy with his team's performance right now. 8:30 to go. Handoff to Zane Betts. He's up the middle. He may have enough for about 6 yards. Clock rolling at 8:22 now. And 4th. Ball moving to the 25-yard line of the Cowboys. In the red zone for the Eagles. Scoreboard tonight. Inman running. Left now waiting a flag. So they'll be against the Eagles here. And as you know, to be against the Cowboys. They'll move on up. Be a false start call. Thank you, Brenton, for that. Brenton, our cameraman tonight, been helping us out all year long. His first road trip with us. Big shout out to Brett Thomas helping you bring the live stream to you. A handoff to Zane Betts after the snap, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. That's Robert Preston. And with 2nd and 1 now, about to be 2nd and 5. A huge loss here. Clock rolls at 25 now. Cowboys lead at 33. running around back there. Hand off the Betts after the snap. He's up the middle, and does he have enough for a first down? He might. Wayne Betts has been muscling his way through all season long. 6:47 as the clock rolls on. Cowboys lead 14-0 in the second quarter. First and 10, ball on the 18-yard line of the Cowboys. He's making an arm off, line up on the near side. Betts right behind Vaughn. Ward on his right. Ward moves it. Now on the left of Vaughn, a handoff up the middle to Betts. He finds a way to get through, and it'll be brought down. Maybe he'll get enough. Look at the clock now, Lawrence. In the second quarter. So it'll be second and 10. We'll look for the call from Race McKinney and their offensive coordinators here. Probably getting their hands together. A funky dance move down there. I don't know if you can see it. The offensive coordinator wearing the white hat, the blue jacket, and gray slacks. They line up. It'll be second and 9, a gain of 1. Another fake handoff. Vaughn now chased by 2 Cowboys. He throws it over into the corner, and it won't be picked up. Nearly intercepted. With a hand as hard as the diving Cowboy there. Just short. It'll be 3rd and 9. Clock stops at 5:46. 3rd and 9. The Eagles are in from red zone. They could go for the field goal if they can't make a play here. 17 yards away from the house. It's moving again in the backfield. Back center Ward running from right to left. A snap to Vaughn. He's got man on him on there, and he's going to be brought down for a loss of yards. And it'll be thrown from the line until the special teams is clock runs to 5:25 in the second quarter. A lot, big loss. 5 yards for the loss, and he goes to 3rd down. The Washington will go for it here. Trying to make a big impact on the scoreboard tonight. Right to the left, as well as Betts to the immediate left of Vaughn. The blitz is coming, and Vaughn's going from room, and he's not going to get enough for a first down, although he does get a big gain. But the loss of yards on the previous play was too grand for Vaughn to get back, so by turnover. In drives. The middle, a big pile, and they're going to bring him down. Not sure if he got enough for third problem. It looks like it might be enough for a yard or two. Clock running at 3:34 in the second quarter. Ball on the 13-yard line by the Cowboys. The Eagles can stop him here. He's in good field positioning to start off. However, we are nearing the end of the second quarter. Colby did start off with the ball. So the Cowboys will get possession in the second half. So the State Rebels, we got the Minnesota Ag halftime score coming out afterwards. Another audible call by the Cowboys. And a flag on the play here. Actually, no, it'll be a timeout. So let's take a timeout now. Go ahead for Colby Eagles football. Cowboys 14-0.
Extend wireless. And now you can get the iPhone 14 Pro.
book your next appointment with Northwest Kansas Chiropractic. Learn more at northwestchiropractic.com.
Welcome back. The snap is a quick one, and it's going to be up the middle throw, and nobody there. Clock will stop at 4 minutes here in the second quarter. The 39. Cowboys lead. They're to the timeout. This game has been shooting long. Well, weather report here is we are now at 6:52 Mountain Time, 4:52, or 42 back home, the snap. And it'll be Hernandez thinking himself, he's free. Now at the 20, going to the 25, he's still not down. And we pushed out of bounds around the 35. As Hernandez with the wheels. Guy Tubbs pushed him out of bounds. But it's enough for a first down for the Goodland Cowboys. It was a chilly 46 degrees, real feel of 41. Kudos to the fans out here. It's chilly. Wind going to the east-southeast at 8 miles per hour. Humidity at 62%, and a run up the middle. And he's going to be free. He has to go. We got two guys to beat. Breon Barton following him at 30. Down to the 20. At the 10. Breon Barton dives. He can't make him, and it will be a touchdown. Another touchdown for the Goodland Cowboys. My gosh, was that a sprint? A big run there. An 82-yard run. Get an official out here. That's Bryson Waters with the 82-yard run here at 3:23. In the second quarter, they're going to try to go for the two-point play here. They push through, and no good. So we'll take another timeout here. I want to play through the ride here home for Colby Eagle football. And we're going to stay here real quick. The 3:23 to go. Tucker Ward having a word with the offensive coordinator, how they want to line it up here. The Kason Carroll and Zane Betts in the backfield. To receive. Taylon Ward just ahead of them. Tegan Britt in the midfield at the 30-yard line. Inhoff at the 35. Kai Lanning at the 45. Braden Foss, or apologies, not Braden Foss, he's out of the game. Reed Ryan lines up with Kai Lanning on the offensive line at the 50. The Cowboys will kick it off. It's going to be a low one, and it'll be picked up by Kai Lanning there. He's got a run. He's pushing up the middle, and it'll be brought down at around the 38-yard line. Well, we will try again here. Goodland 2 for 5 on scoring drives. They have scored 3 times, however, thanks to a pick 6 by Lincoln Cure. Snap to Vaughn. He'll roll back looking for a man. He's going to throw it close and a big hit on Zane Betts. My goodness, what a hit. And of course, who's doing it for the Goodland Cowboys? It's Manny Gonzalez. Manny Gonzalez has been all over the Eagles tonight. A big loss. The second and long, second and 18 to be precise. Imhoff running behind. Vaughn looking for another pass. He finds Zane Betts, and it's intercepted. Going down to the 30, the 20, now the 10, and another pick 6. Touchdown for the Goodland Cowboys. My goodness. Manny Gonzalez. No apologies, that's not Manny Gonzalez. That's Mason Hernandez with the pick 6. Just 62 seconds later. So they'll go for 2 here. Another run up the middle, and it's not going to be enough. We'll be back after the break here on 1.3 The Ride. You're home for Colby Eagle football.
With 11 locations across the state, Super knowledgeable staff to work for years. For housing lender. Who you get a call? Roof Masters Roofing in Colby has been your premier roofing contractor for over 40 years, offering free estimates on all types of roofs, as well as seamless rain gutters and vinyl siding. So give us a call today. What's that number, Jake? 462-6642. I think you better call Roof Masters. Let's get back to the action. This is the Eagles on Radio and Colby football with Andrés Tejada.
Welcome back to 1.3 The Ride. You're home for the Colby Eagle football. And it's nearly taken away. Looks like that was Braden Imhoff who got on top of it. It will be Imhoff. Cowboys take a 26-0 lead. That's the second thrown interception by Zane Betts. Or apologies, not Zane Betts, Hunter Vaughn. That second interception leads to the second pick 6. This time, Mason Hernandez with it. Run up the middle, Zane Betts still refused to be brought down. Get a gain of 2 yards. The 2nd and 8. We hit the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter. The Eagles have been so close to scoring on multiple occasions, just have not been able to get it done here. Imhoff moving again. Snap, handoff to Betts up the middle. He's got 1 man on him, and he's brought down. Another gain of about 3. The 3rd and 5. 1:22 to play here. Diesenhagen, Imhoff line up on the far right side. snap, hand off to Breon Barton for a change. He's going to the far outside part of the play, and he's brought down hard. Gain of about 2 yards. That'll be 4th and 4. 54 seconds to play in the second quarter, and Goodland gets the ball right back at the end of the half. We are in the midst of the Friday Night Lights as it has gone pitch black here tonight. .652 here in Goodland, 7:52 back home. LeBron's going to punt here. The clock is still running, 20 seconds. 18 seconds now. There is no play clock. This one's punted. My goodness, what a shot down to the 20-yard line. It bounces to the 10 now. Picked up there by Mason Hernandez. Hernandez breaks one guy. Now a second tackle. A flag is on the play. He's on his way all the way up to about the 40-yard line. But a flag thrown way in the backfield around the 20-yard line. Or around the 10, apologies. See what the play penalty call here is. Clock is stopped at 2 seconds. 2.6 to be precise. Sure they waved off the penalty or what the official call here is, but they're going to mark him way further back. So they're around the 5-yard line, so I'm going to assume it's going to go against Goodland. 2.6 to go. Goodland lined up at their own 5. 1st and 10. The snap as now the clock runs out. They run up the middle to the far left side as Hernandez is brought down. So that'll take us to halftime. Stick around, we'll be back with more on the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show here on 100.3 The Ride, your home for Colby Eagle football.
We'll be back. Cornerstone Ag.
Efficiency water softener, you'll use less detergent, soap, and harsh chemicals, and that's good for the planet.
Now you're saying it.
You bet I am, Greg. Soft water and a cleaner environment. Your local Colby dealer Colby.
With us, you'll get the advanced engineering and butler manufacturing, the industry's leading provider of building systems. Give us a call. We're your local butler builder.
To discover the difference of Butler Building in Maine. Don't just insure your stuff, strut your stuff with Strut Insurance Services. A wide variety of insurance companies. They can personally shop for a specific company and policy that offer you the absolute best coverage for the best price on most anything you own. Auto, motorcycle, home, crop, farm. If it has a value to you, they can cover it. Strut Insurance Services is locally owned and operated with hometown agents that are experienced and offer fast claims. Located at 1675 West 4th Street in Colby and Brewster. Just look for the big yellow sign of Strut Insurance Services.
SurePoint Ag Systems is hiring in all departments as they continue to grow. The recently announced joint venture with John Deere is creating numerous growth opportunities. Sales, customer support, on-site product installation, accounting and admin support, engineering and warehouse, on-site and remote positions are available. To apply, please email your resume and cover letter to jobs@surepointag.com. They're an equal opportunity employer. Learn more about SurePoint Ag Systems at www.surepointag.com.
Cornerstone Ag halftime show, which is caught up here in just a second. As the wind has knocked away my scoring sheet, that's preventing me from giving you the scoring summary real quick. And here we go, after a little bit of maneuvering. Out here we find a way. It's 26-0. All Cowboys here at the half. Tell you how we got there. 9:31 to go in the first quarter. A 48-yard run by Manny Gonzalez. Football conversion looking good. Bryson Waters has got those 2 points to go. They take a 8-0 lead. Shortly after, the Colby Eagles will have the ball and a quick six for 49 yards. Also a 41-12 by the 13-yard and a 14-yard lead will take us to the second quarter. 3:23 to go in the second quarter. An 82-yard run. Impressive run by Bryson Waters. Here's a fumble. But the only and we would go to the half with a 26-0 deficit. The Eagles have seen a little bit better defensively. 12 of these points, I should say 14 of these points, will come off of the interception. They're not doing very well overall. Defensively, they've been strong, they've been making big plays. Total pick sixes that are very close to the finish by Brown. They put it on at least a 15-yard line of their opponent. They could have got away with a good pass to first down. And Goodland has been absolutely good on the defensive side here. That's the first half summary. We'll more here on the Cornerstone Ag halftime show after this.
Crunch the numbers, and it's
Community College High School Student of the Month. And we have 8 students who are being recognized. Getting things started
Director of Public Relations for the college. So with that being said, congratulations to all the students who are very well deserving, and we're here about every month for the month of October, and next month in November, we'll be back with more of the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show on 100.3 The Ride. Your home for Colby Eagle football.
And Colby Eagle football. With Andrés Tejada.
That was our high school students of the month. Congratulations to all those students. We'll continue to recognize them all October long. We got 5.5 minutes left to go in halftime. The clock is winding down. You'll get your halftime festivities, fans playing their favorite songs. No dance team tonight. Everyone's trying to stay warm, huddling up, getting blankets. Doing a version of the potty dance, keeping stuff warm here. But we'll be back with more on the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show. Getting colder and colder by the minute. Hopefully this game can heat up soon and get these Colby Eagles fans fired up. Got more on the I-70 rivalry. The 1.3 The Ride. You're home for Colby Eagle football.
When the Cornerstone Ag Halftime Show returns, we'll find out who the player of the first half is.
They are geared up and stocked up for fall harvest at American Implement, your John Deere dealer. You'll find a great selection of tractors, combines, grain carts, and other gear-down fall equipment at huge selection. Plus the parts department, where they're stocked up, and the service departments are ready to keep you rolling. But remember, when you visit your local American Implement dealer, you have access to all the inventory at all 14 American Implement locations. That's a big selection. Here's to a safe harvest from American Implement, your Northwest Kansas John Deere dealers in Oakley, Colby, Goodland, and Wheeler.
Hi, I'm Jason Mortuary in Colby at Woodland. Pre-arranging your family service is a great way to make sure your family is taken care of even after you're gone. At Woodland Mortuary, we'll help you plan ahead and make sure that your wishes are taken care of. Any type of service or limit the casket. You can set out pre-funding arrangements to rest, head hope, and the right needs. At Woodland Mortuary, we are dedicated to ensuring that your loved ones' memories are cherished. See our website at woodlandmortuary.com today for more information.
The all-new Yamaha Grizzly 90 is built to bring maximum fun and off-road excitement to you from TV riders reaching 10 years or than. With its low-maintenance 90cc engine, an easy-to-use full automatic CVT transmission with reverse, electric start, and durable proven components, the all-new Grizzly 90 offers confidence-inspiring performance with Grizzly family style. Visit YamahaOutdoors.com today. Then visit Colby Ag Center in Colby to see the all-new Yamaha Grizzly 90. Grizzly 90 is recommended to be sold by riders 10 years and over and always with adult supervision. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. See your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887. 18 can be hesitant to operate.
Ladies, Colby Junior Tejada wants you to know that we will... Big muscles are working renewable energy. Contact Colby Community College.
Welcome back to the Cornerstone Ag Halftime absolutely hustling up and down the field like nobody's business. And, you know, they play hard, they work hard, practice. You hear these people post on all the time, every week.
We'll be back with more on the Goodland halftime show. So we'll go back to some second half action. We'll be back with more on 100.3. Your home for Colby Eagle football.
Coming up next, the Cornerstone
Enjoy your new adventures in a new Jeep. Take advantage of 2.9% APR for 60 months.
Residents of Thomas County news, pictures, and commentary on happenings, issues, and events that impact the lives of residents of Thomas County. The Colby Free Press is informative and affordable. The Colby Free Press is a local daily newspaper that has earned a great reputation for journalistic excellence and extensive knowledge of the local communities of Colby, Rexford, Brewster, and surrounding communities.
Cornerstone for your farming operation. Cornerstone will be your foundation. One definition of Cornerstone is something that is essential or indispensable. That's why Cornerstone Ag has it in their name. They know it's essential to have the best facilities to make it quick and easy for you to get in and out of the elevator. Eric and his staff have indispensable knowledge and experience to help you market your brand so you get the most for all your hard work. Always Cornerstone. Delicious food, friendly service, and relaxed atmosphere.
Playing in the background here. A flag called here. Game against the Cowboys. There's no visible clock here. A low snap taken away, and it'll be brought down a sack. A very rare offensive line to the line for the Cowboys, and the Eagles managed to jump right on top of them. They'll move back to the 25-yard line. It'll be second and long. And 15 to be precise. Going up the middle. It's not enough to even get back to the original 10. We hit 11 or 7 here. Waiting for that the snap. Okay, a false start. That'll be the climb there. The clock will run 10:04 to go. The 4th and 20. Another flag comes out. Flag came out after the snap. It's the Goodland Cowboys. The snap, and they're going to punt it. Punt is up. Now running around the 50-yard line. It bounces around the 48. Now trickling all the way to the 40. It'll be touched there.